All right. So, welcome everyone to the second edition of the reviewing of the documentary.
Listen to this monotone Ben Stein ass
Probably
bitch.
actually only do a couple episodes this week. Last
Goatee's
time
even
got
better,
lost in my
yeah.
intention, but I
Had like 2 weeks. I think this was the week after Thanksgiving, so I had 2 weeks to help the goatee grow in better. All right, later, Rishi. Thanks for watching, dude.
ended up doing first 4 episodes. But we'll see how it goes tonight. I'll do
On
probably the
some World
first two
Star shit.
episodes.
Tell me if I win the lottery so I
But
can
we'll
gamble
see
it away. I got you,
how
Rishi.
it goes. This is episode 5. That's where I'm starting tonight. Once again, Q&A is welcome during the episode. Subs get priority. Sub questions, I will definitely make sure that I
Still
do my
true.
best to answer them as
Still true.
thoroughly as possible. And I'll just be kind of pausing during the episode if something comes to mind, just extra background commentary information, stuff like that. So once I start playing this, please let me know how the audio balance is, guys. Um, Let me know if you guys can still hear me compared to the video, if it's too quiet, too loud, either way.
Gimmer, Gimmer just messaged me on Facebook. Get your followers off my Twitter. All right, guys, let's get this episode over with. I'm trying to go to bed.
I went to MLG Anaheim with actually my girlfriend at the time and her friend, two people who knew nothing about the game. But we were there, the front row of the bleachers, cheering, and it was one of the few times when melee has really felt like a real sport.
He wants to stay away from those platforms. He needs to control the bottom middle.
Whoa.
Yo, 3 UTF? Oh my
Let's
god.
increase this latte.
Dropping another 10. That's my
I
dog. Thank you,
wasn't
dude.
at MLG Anaheim.
It's a spectator sport.
Too quiet.
There we go. PC gets the next kill, but he's in trouble. He's going to have to do something magical here to keep Ken from getting the next kill.
Okay.
And that's when I really believe
That's
in science.
M3D, the guy behind Wave Dash Games. That was who you just heard commentating a second ago.
That it's going to be big and important and mainstream, before it all crashed and burned.
My followers will get off Twitter when you get another Chillin' with
So
You
I
on
turned
YouTube.
the
Ah, shit.
Documentary volume up a little bit more. I want to be able to talk over it a little bit. I'm not going to be talking over, during key parts or whatever, because I don't want you guys to miss it necessarily, but I will be talking during it occasionally, so I want my voice to be, like, you can hear it over it, but not too loud. Better? Cool. Alright, awesome, guys. So, again, I wasn't actually at MLG Anaheim, unfortunately.
Young
but,
Chillin' sounds like an
oops,
enthusiastic old librarian.
did not mean to scroll there.
I met them at this tournament in New Jersey. It was in this guy's house. This guy named Kip. He was just beating everyone. I'm like, who the heck is this Asian kid beating everyone like this? He was using Jigglypuff, and he would just do the same thing. He would just do back air, back air, back air, and then he would just beat everyone just like that. The funny thing is, I used to always, like, how can I say? I used to beat people, but like beat them kind of like making them feel bad.
This is episode
Then when I
5.
fought him, like, I would talk crap to him, like, stop doing that stuff. And then, like, I would beat him.
Why did it crash and burn? Wife was
After
referring
that,
to
he
MLG
said,
dropping
watch out for
Melee.
PC Chris is better. I'm like, oh.
So I'll talk
he
about
is
that
better
more
than me? I was
when
like,
that part comes
so I
up in the
gotta play this
documentary.
guy.
In high school, I had a group of friends that we used to skateboard. There was 2 Chris's and posed an immediate problem. I was just
PC's a really cool guy.
PC just stuck when I made a game.
That's my dog. Except for recent events. Anyway, I just saw Hugs tweet about the top 10 in 2006. Notice how Hugs is not there. Neo's on honorable mention. Look at your boy. Your boy. Let's go. Whoa, Dope ranked above me? I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that. Damn, Isaiah down at 7. I just want to see what the list is. Chew, number 4. Asin, number 2. And Ken, number 1. I can agree with that. PC won MLG 2006 though, so PC I think has an argument for number 2. Whatever though. Wasn't Hugs only on the MLG rankings because he went to literally everything? Yes. Get off my Twitter. What's up, Gimmer? Oh, man. You know what the people want, Gimmer.
I was just like, I don't want to be like.
I hung out with him a
Darky
fair
Defense
amount in
955,
2006,
like, I'll just be
2007.
PC Chris,
Really
do
chill,
all this
laid back guy.
skateboarding at the same time after school.
Very
That's all I
modest
did for
too,
about
generally
basically 4
speaking.
years, like as a hobby, and then eventually I really broke my thumb terribly badly. I fell while
Was Kip a known player? Not really.
It's pretty
He
weird that
was fairly known, but he wasn't super well known. People just knew that PC's crew was called the Turks and that they were all pretty solid, but PC was the only one who was really well known out of them. Kip was
pretty
probably
weird
the
that
next best known,
PC.
but not he was known mostly in New
All right, shut up,
York.
dude.
A few
Pretty weird that PC got into Smash because he broke his thumb skateboarding. That's kind of ironic.
people in like New England or MDVA might have heard of him, but he wasn't super well known by any means.
like downstairs and I tried to like break my fall. And
Lost the
thumb
Kip a pound
got
too.
tucked
Ah,
down
shit.
behind my
Yeah, Kip
hand.
was solid.
You can see how like if I line up the knuckles, that one's like clearly shorter. It kind of like scared me because I never.
Will there be a
put
VOD
myself
for
in
this
that
stream?
cast,
Nah, I'm nuking it.
and it was
Nah,
on
there'll
my
be a
right
VOD.
hand, so I couldn't write in school for a while. At least I guess I
And-
was
PC
tired of
does not.
Unlike certain Smashers who shall remain nameless, you do not have to be a sub to watch my VODs. Whoa.
No longer
Whoa.
play Smash.
Just
he's
saying.
He's doing
Just-
real life
I stream
stuff,
for the
as far as
people.
I
I
know.
remember the day that I wanted to get better. For the whole day, I was like, okay, I'm gonna
What's
beat
up,
my
awesome
friend. Because
time?
at the time, I just could not beat him 1v1. So eventually, I was like, well, maybe there's like videos of really good players. Maybe we're doing something wrong. It was when Ken was first coming around. I couldn't even understand like what he was doing because it was just like his character was moving so fast. But I just didn't know how it was possible.
You guys got it.
I didn't even try to aim for him because I was like, this guy's too good. I looked for like somebody more local, somebody I could play with, and Wes from DA was the first person that like I really saw who was really good. Like,
Yeah, Wes
in New
helped
York.
train PC a
PC
lot.
Chris came once he heard about the gauntlets.
We started attending New York tournaments, New Jersey tournaments.
I would beat him, Kip, all of his friends.
When's the last time I
Wes and all
talked to
the
PC?
DA
It's been a
guys
minute
definitely
for
were,
sure.
Beating us up for a while, but eventually we can climb the ranks a little more. You see yourself getting better, and like you start to understand. the
Dude, this
game
Rev
more.
Lottery is actually
Suddenly
gonna be
we're
insane.
following up on these combos that a day ago they would just end, and like the game suddenly gets like 20 times better.
After a while, we just started training with each other.
Eventually, me and Wes started teaming, so you know, it's just funny how that works.
Yeah.
With training
PC
from
and Wes were
Wes,
dogs.
PC Chris
Behind the scenes
slowly
Smash
became
King.
one of
Wes-
the best Falcos in New York.
In 2004 to 2005, like early 2005.
Last time I
is
talked to
when Wes
PC was at
started to fall off, but in
SmashCon last year.
2004,
He was at SmashCon.
2003 and 2004,
but he was like-
Wes was a beast for
He
sure.
kind
was
of
easily a top 5
he stayed
player,
under the radar.
or maybe not necessarily top 5, but easily top 10 and arguably top 5 player from 2003 to 2004. But Wes fell off really hard. He fell off like harder than most people tend to fall off after being that close to the top. But I mean, it's not like he lost his mind games or anything. I think he just he didn't practice enough tech skill on his own to really keep Samus viable.
Selected to represent his coast during the FC3 crew battle, and took 2 stocks from Isaiah before being knocked out.
Oh yeah, this was really impressive what
As
PC did against Isaiah
2005 came
because
to a close,
this was 2005. PC was still very, very like unknown. He was very under the radar for most people. He definitely wasn't one of the main killers of the East Coast. Something that isn't mentioned in this documentary is MLG Philly 2005 was, I believe, a few weeks after the FC3 crew battle, and it was one of my first chances to win a tournament because I
This
literally
little
had
thumbs
never
up.
won a
Fucking EMP, dude. Fucking Triforce just gets his grubby fingers in whatever he can. Good lord.
singles tournament to that point, and Azin and Neo were there, but Azin was going Link and Neo was going Roy, and
Beef Shinarf, I will do Rev Lottery right as soon as this episode is over. I promise.
let's see, Wes had already fallen off by then, so he wasn't really a threat. Ken and Chu and Isaiah were in Japan at the time, I believe, so none of them showed up to this MLG Philly, and I definitely played PC Chris in the finals. Again, Azin and Neo basically screwed themselves by going low tiers the whole time. I think Neo still ended up getting third and beating Wes, which is pretty funny. But So I ended up meeting PC Chris in the finals, and Game 5 I took it over PC. So that was the very first tournament I ever won in my life. But it already showed that PC had gone from like
I wish MLG Philly had been
pretty
talked about in the documentary. That shit was a milestone for your boy.
unknown player at the beginning of 2005 to suddenly a threat. And
There is no
another
gambling,
thing I
Max
just remembered about
Snorlax.
PC is pretty funny.
If
is
whoever
Team Ben, when we
wins
first
the
met PC,
jackpot gambles
Team
it
Ben would
all,
always call
they
him
will earn
Mark
my eternal
Wahlberg
respect,
or
even
Marky Mark.
regardless of
'Cause he
whether
does,
they win
he
or
does look
lose.
kind of like Mark Wahlberg, to be fair. So
Marky Mark, dude.
Many
Shout out
by
to Marky
placing
Mark.
third in the MLG National Championships in New
Back when
York,
Mark Wahlberg was
right
Marky
behind
Mark.
Ken and Chudat. It was a sign that new blood was in the mix, and change was
Yeah,
moving
that's not
forward.
happening.
some of the
Smash
Halo teams
Landon.
sponsored Smashers. Yeah, but there wasn't
2006 opened up in New York too. So
there wasn't much that came from that. Halo teams did sponsor us, like for the MLG New York playoffs. Asin and I were technically Team Carbon, like we were Carbon Chillin and Carbon Asin, which is
I
pretty
remember
funny
that.
because Carbon ended up sweeping that whole event. Like Karma won the Halo 2
We
free
didn't
for
get shit
all,
out of that
and
sponsorship, but it
Carbon
was
won
still
the
cool
Halo
to
2
be
4v4,
quote unquote
and then me
sponsored.
and Asin won teams, and Asin won singles. So it was just a Carbon clean sweep of New York playoffs, 2006.
goal was to place top 3 again.
The MLG opener 2006 was such a big deal because everyone knew how big MLG was now.
I knew it was going to be bigger, so didn't want to be like, oh, I'm going to win, I'm going to win.
And Melee was starting to get huge. That might have been like the biggest year of Melee's growth was 06.
You know, I was winning the matches I felt I should
And
win.
caveat to that, that was the biggest year of Melee's growth until this past year, until 2013, 2014. So,
True shit.
And then, like, eventually came, like,
Preach,
opponents
younger
that, like,
chillin',
was
preach.
considered, like, choosing.
I actually told him a trick to use.
Wasn't White sponsored by a local grocery store? It was White Castle, and it wasn't really a sponsorship as much as they sent T-shirts that said White Castle on them.
As usual.
And I ended up
this was hilarious. I definitely went up to PC specifically when I saw that he was fighting Chew in bracket.
I remember this
at
shit.
the MLG New
That's
York
what you get for
opener,
being
and I
West
was
Coast,
like,
Chew.
"Dude, whenever he starts chain grabbing you with down air, just hold away and start mashing sidestep. Like hold R and just start mashing down on your stick as hard as you can. You'll get out with sidestep every time. And I'm pretty sure because of that, PC ended up beating Chew.
beating Chew.
Not to take full credit
finals.
or
I don't
anything.
think I
Come on,
fought
younger
him
chillin'.
up until this
Give
point in the
PC some
tournament,
credit.
at least.
First matchup starts.
Okay, here we go.
Versus PC Chris. Ken has chosen Yoshi's Story as his first stage.
Okay, and let's take a look at who we're playing here. We got PC Chris. PC Chris from New York, Port Chester, New York. That's where his name comes from. Versus Ken, who's the undisputed king.
Wife's commentary definitely less refined back in the day.
Even come close to getting him a challenge. He's lost a few times in the past, but nothing serious. And PC Chris taking this set from him is huge. And if PC Chris were to win this tournament, it would mean so much for the Smash community. It would question what everybody thinks. PC Chris is a rising young star. 6 months ago, he was only semi-respected. A year ago, barely known. 2 years ago, not known at all. And here he is in the final
Someone's
championship,
breathing in the
threatening to
mic.
Take out Ken. So excited.
It's me.
Commentary did not exist before.
It's me
MLG
breathing in the mic.
any facet that I would deem noteworthy. But when MLG started doing commentary, it was very few people that wanted to do it. Again, unlike now, unfortunately, they just pass the mic around to anyone who's wandering by. I think that's very regrettable.
That's no longer the case.
If you ask me, but at MLG it was M3D and
At majors, at least.
GD3 and me and OmniGamer. Pretty much those are the only people that did it.
Looks like PC's got Ken in trouble here.
I tried
Ken
commentating
regains
briefly
control of the bottom
at
of the
this.
stage
I
and
was
is looking to
awful at
continue
commentary
to grow
back
and
then.
combo
I
PC to get
I
that
was
last
doing like a
kill.
terrible like
Times
play-by-play
change.
kind of thing.
I'm a beast commentator now. Times change.
It's a lot about control with this game. It's about
It was just crazy to
momentum
see
of the matchup. When it's going your way, you can just keep it going,
someone
keep it going, and get your kills. When
playing
you
what
lose
we
it, you're in
thought
trouble.
was a
I just remember
disadvantage
once I
matchup
getting to grand
at the
finals,
time.
just wanting to play like really, really aggressive. So that was my strategy going in. Just like being
Falco
relentless and
versus
laser
Marth, we
approaching
thought
him,
Marth had a
my
pretty
laser
significant
swings,
advantage on
always keeping
Falco.
him on the defensive,
So the fact that
because from what I've seen,
PC
he was always like
Me and Webbs. Oh yeah, that was pretty
was
good.
able to go
I was a little
even-
tipsy when I was
even
commentating Cruise
even
with
get close to
Webbs,
Ken
but I think that
was
might have made
pretty
it better.
mind-blowing at the time.
I definitely dropped the
It was
F-bomb.
pretty accepted that Ken
And,
Techniques that you see Mark
would
players
take this
use during
tournament pretty
tournament play.
easily.
I
since
tried to
there
cover
was
it
no
up,
Asin
and it was
or
a really
Isaiah.
bad
Isaiah was sandbagging already.
cover
by
up.
then.
Oh, he got passed.
Ken making an uncharacteristic mistake.
Oh, and that's gonna do
Damn,
it.
that was
Can't
actually
back from
pretty
that.
good by PC.
All right.
One mistake on that forward smash cost Ken that round.
PC having a
my
blast.
philosophy is like, you know, if you put pressure on anybody, they're gonna crack eventually. Like as long as it's like perfect pressure, you know.
Did PC only play Falco when he was starting out? Or
Oh
was
yeah,
he
I'm doing
playing other
commentary at
characters
Big
like
House, by the way.
Fox? No, ZX7. He played a few characters actually. As I was saying, I played PC in the finals of MLG Philly. I believe he went Falco the first 2 games, or maybe Fox the first 2 games on me, and then I went up 2-0, and he went Doc, and beat me game 3, and then he went back to Fox and like bopped me game 4. And I barely won Game 5 against him. So he had a random pocket Doc as well.
He went back to
PC
Doc
was
Game
definitely
5, I
not
think.
a one-trick pony. He started off already having a few different
Quantum,
characters.
I don't know exactly who I'm doing commentary with yet at Big House. They've only released who's commentating in general. They haven't released like the schedule or the pairings. But I imagine I'll be with Vish most likely, or Webs.
With threats. I feel like he may have been.
How can you do
Ganondorf
commentary when you're going to be
originally.
in top 8? Well,
I
my
don't know if I'm
commentary is going to be on the
remembering
first
that
couple days. I'm
correctly,
not going to be
but-
commentating the final day. Do you get points when you're on mobile?
PC
Yeah,
double with Samus for a
76,000.
while.
I think as long as you're in
I don't know if
chat,
he
you
ever
get points.
seriously played Samus. But
You know, like what you're doing is harder maybe.
Oh
PC
shit, you're right.
out all kinds of new
Passes
tricks that we
behind
haven't seen
gone.
before.
You're
As long
fucking
as,
right,
like, you
dude.
apply it correctly.
What
I've
kind
been
of new
lying
tricks
this whole
was he pulling
time.
out? It
It's
was
not a
just-
reviewing. It's a reviewing.
I think it was.
Fuck! How did I
the-
make that
the
mistake,
combo
and how did
game
no one call
mainly.
it out?
No one. Also, that
Shout
laser
out to
reset,
passes
no
behind
one was
Gone.
really good at laser reset yet. PC used it really often. His
Team
punishes
Curse logo
were
and
just
colors were so much
than any
better.
Falco of the time. He
I
capitalized
love the
on
liquid
every
colors
hit,
and logo.
to
I
get a
think
lot
this
more percent,
layout
whereas most Falcos
was
would
super
just hit,
dope.
like,
But
1 or 2
I
hits.
really like Liquid's color and logo.
People, like, a lot
But
of
Curse's
people
was dope
watching,
too,
you know,
honestly.
Everyone got really into it. Wes was obviously talking a lot of smack.
I'm reviewing my reviewing. Okay, I guess that works.
Oh my god. I thought I was gonna end my
What up,
career. Both
voices?
players are alive. PC Chris barely alive.
High
Great directional
ceiling, PC
influence.
survives that
Once
attack.
again, guys,
Both
only
players
4
on
more
the feet again,
subs
each other.
for another
Oh,
giveaway,
God.
amiibo giveaway. So maybe we can do that tonight.
Did not know where that was going.
This was crazy to watch.
Did PC just drop a Chudat pose?
Oh, yeah, you can see me in the background.
Ah, shit. Ah, shit. PC dropping Chudat poses.
On there, the
have so
Green
much
Bay
in your
Packers
Mexican
jersey.
face and stuff. It's kind of hard to concentrate and win.
Oh, it's now 5-3, and
What
PC
up,
Chris's
Shen
favor to
Anses?
finish off the best.
I was a
of 11.
fiend. Dude, is that... I just noticed that. Amiibo giveaway 4? God damn, dude. How many amiibos are you gonna fucking give away?
Yeah, the crowd is going
That's pretty
absolutely out
funny.
of control, and we're even wondering if it's going to affect the player's gameplay, and then some more.
Come up with some different giveaways, Curse Chillin'. Damn, dude.
It's going to be it.
Switch it up a little bit.
It's just back and forth right here.
Alright, PC
The
just
reason this lasted so long, by the way, is MLG had like a weird continuation sets rule, where if you played someone in winners and then played them again in losers, you would just continue the previous set. So I think they played in winners and Ken had won 3-1 or something like that, but then it became a best of 11 somehow in the finals or something like that. I don't remember the specifics, but I remember it ended up going to like the very last game.
He started noticing on certain stages.
Dude, Duster the Buster, I missed this guy. Dude, he
He
dropped the 50 bomb?
Do I have any
Damn,
info
that's my
myself? I
dog.
actually don't.
That's my
Do I still like the
dog.
Packers?
Super Lupa is still around. Shout out to Super Lupa. Now I'm just gonna look at these. Bcot I saw somewhat recently. I don't know if he's still subbed.
Thanks to everyone tuning in, guys.
300 viewer. Hey, fuck that. I got 384 right now. Let's go. I got more than Young Chillin'. Fuck off, Young Chillin'.
Those little hits, just keeping them away.
This stage was legal.
Wow, Joe, this is the last match.
And it's pretty crazy
Chaos
that Ken
Link
went Fox
is still
at this
around.
point because PC was showing such a mastery
Noble.
of Falco versus Mars.
I
that
miss
Ken
Noble.
literally felt like it was a better
Came down
option
to
for
the
him to go
last
Mars.
match too. Like the very last match of the second set.
Ken's hating every hit.
Nice
He's
audio.
gonna
Feedback,
get a
though.
kill soon without racking too much damage. Every time he's hit,
Ooh, get
And with a
bopped.
good opportunity, it's
Got
not
him.
gonna make
Get
it. Oh my
fucked.
god, 3 stock to 1.
Somebody's
Anyone wins a
getting
match against Ken,
fucked.
this
Get
is just
fucked.
one match of a set of 5, it doesn't matter. And very slowly you realize that history is in the making.
He needs to be careful on the ledge. Above all,
Uh-oh.
be careful on the ledge. With PC
I remember seeing this and being so hyped.
Peaches Castle was legal.
PC Chris.
A lot of dumb stages were still legal, honestly.
Opener. Overthrowing the pin of
Until like
I remember
07,
saying
08.
PC for president like 500 times.
$2,000 and a lot of glory for PC Chris. Congratulations.
That's husband right there, I think.
I couldn't believe it, like especially in front of like everybody, like all my New York homies had my back.
Just the fact that it was like this new player, you
Oh my god, I was so fucking huge.
It gave a lot of people like inspiration who were just starting
God, I
to
was
see
fat.
like, okay, this guy's still new and he just beat
Good
the best
god.
An MLG guy came with like directly with like a mic.
You see,
people, like,
see me put the
inspiration
crown
who
on
were
his
just
head?
starting
God, I
to
was
get in there,
fat.
like, okay,
You're
this
the new
guy's
king,
still
bro.
new and he just beat the best player.
An MLG guy came with like
Jesus
directly with
Christ.
a microphone and camera, and like I was not expecting this. And he's like, "Do you have anything to say to your fans out there?" And I'm like thinking to myself, like, I have no fans. There's cameras going off. Like I like to think of it as like, you know, a little revolution in New York Smash itself. We, you know, turned a page on something old. And now
This definitely was revolutionary.
It's winning like a national versus like the best player. Like I was the first person to do that.
I would always.
It was just a sign of the times changing, because for the longest time it was just Ken, Az, and Isaiah. Like, those were the people that ran Smash. If you weren't one of those three, you were not winning a big tournament, like a major tournament ever. Like, but the fact that
Alright, Young Chillin', just let the
he
documentary
did it
play. You ain't
while
gotta
being
explain this shit. This is
relatively
obvious. This
unknown
is
still,
fucking. Come on, bro.
just, like, that's
Hit
why
play.
this episode is called Revolution.
We got places
It
to
literally
be.
was a revolution in Smash. It was
Fat
kind
chillin'
of
emote.
crazy that that
I don't
it
know about all
happened
that.
so suddenly too. But PC was actually the most gradual of the three revolutionary players that came up during this time. The next two being M2K and PC and KDJ, who are going to be talked about later, obviously, as well. But
Always beat Asin. When PC Chris beat me, it was just like gave the East Coast a new hope. They're like, oh, we can beat them.
The East Coast finally had their answer to Ken. The savvy new champion found
do I still have the
instant
jersey?
fame,
Of course
not
I do.
only for his technical skills, but for being what few pro gamers had been before. Cool.
Cool.
He's cool as shit. He's humble, but as humble as a guy that's that good at something could be.
Oh, that's Taupe. He was just playing. Yeah, PC is really cool, and it's true. He was a good image for Smash. He was a good.
Was the most
PC was a Foxman, yeah. Do I still have the
met with him
jersey?
at
I
the
do,
Rather
but I have a
than,
better
like-
jersey now.
He like cracks jokes. He like
nerdy kid.
Rogers jersey.
That spends all his time playing
And it's
Smash in his
authentic
mom's
rather
basement.
than
PC
the Favre
just, like,
jersey
this
was a
cool
replica
guy who,
jersey,
like,
which are
played
much lower
Smash for fun
quality.
sometimes, but happened to be like insanely good at it.
They just can't handle me right now.
Unlike those coronas in the back, the face cold, baby. This is, you know.
Oh yeah, this part's hilarious. They show him being such a cool kid.
Well,
Kip is hilarious.
Might get PC Chris in trouble. So.
Night Dispo, thank you for the donations, man, and thanks for hanging out. See you next time. What the fuck do you think the people at this party thought? Like, why the fuck is there a camera here? Like, am I gonna get in trouble for this shit? I'm not even 21.
Damn, y'all see Kip spitting game over there? Alright, Kip. I see you. Okay, Kip. Okay.
See how good I can hide how miserable I really am to the customers.
Can't hear shit.
Ken is a competitor, which I think is an important distinction among Smashers, and one that I've always preferred the competitor to the non-competitor. Your Chudettes, your Ken, someone who will try
Your
their
Chudettes.
best, which is why Chudette is one of my favorite players of all time, even though I've spent much of my life hating him. He does not give up. He can be down in a set, and he keeps playing, and he keeps playing, and he keeps playing. He doesn't give up halfway through.
Why would
And
he show a clip of
And I
him
don't really
winning?
know if that's the case anymore,
that's
unfortunately.
Ken. Ken
But
wasn't someone who just stumbled upon the skill. Ken was someone who wanted to win.
That's definitely the case, though. I don't know what the
Dude,
fuck
was
I was
very
talking about.
this next to
Shout outs
PC
to
right here
Kaiser.
is Kaiser GL.
That's
a lot
my
of people don't know
dog.
of him, but he's a super cool guy. Close friend of mine that lives in Maryland.
Am I still
that,
beefing with
was
Ken
also
now?
very close with PC during
shit.
the MLG days.
I was trying to play the documentary.
Ninja Pikmin, yeah, I'm doing one more episode probably.
The reigning champ at this game for a long time, and East Coast or any player for that matter really hasn't been able to overthrow him. And then last event at MLG New York, PC Chris beat him and won the entire tournament.
Nice,
Going
purple
into
cube.
Dallas, you know, I obviously felt good about where I stood because you know I won the previous tournaments. I did
Kaiser,
well in the
that's
time
my
between
dog.
locals and things, so
One more? Absolutely not.
like,
I'm
by my
fucking. I'm
knowledge,
like.
I was,
I'm like
why wife
barely
has so much
keeping it
screen
together
time,
here.
because he's really good with words.
Stage is Streamland 64.
He's
Do I think Ken will bounce back? I hope so, but it's hard to tell. Like, I feel like the main reason
good at putting
Ken
stuff
has
into
been
words.
on a bit of a slump is because he can't practice very much because he has wrist issues or hand issues. Much like me, but I feel like his are probably worse. He's played for.
What he's gonna do.
Well, he's
Yeah,
played
this was
about the same
crazy
time as me,
when he
but he's
started
older than
pulling
me.
out the counter.
Strategy because his strengths are when he's
What's so
dictating the
crazy?
match and when he's like avoiding.
Like, I hated Ken at this time, but I couldn't help but respect the fact that he adapted so well.
Best, I think I could still beat him.
Now PC, the Falco's gonna try to get
Look at all these
inside
counter.
of
He
the
just
line.
starts, like, literally mashing counter, and it works like a charm because PC was relentlessly going in.
Which is that move where he puts his sword up, you just saw it again, and basically just takes
Really impressive.
his attack and shoots it back. Despite how cool it might sound, it's generally considered mostly a useless move, but for Ken to use it repeatedly on one of the best players in the country and 3-stock him it's impressive.
No one can use the Marth counter. That's like a forbidden move that you use Marth. But I used it against PC Chris, so every single time he would laser me, I'd counter and he'd jump in and get hit.
He, you know, discovered that if I'm just mindlessly approaching him all the time, he can just, you know, try to bait it.
Double laser is still not safe in 2006.
Ken has been known to reinvent the way to use new tactics and new techniques with Marth, so it looks like he's doing it again against PC.
Jesus.
Look at him go with that counter. I can't believe
So much counter, and it works so well. It was really crazy.
Like, I can see what's
What up,
happening,
Noble?
what's happening to me, but telling yourself to avoid it and like telling your hands not to, it's one thing.
So you can't count unless you know you're going to get it off, but wow,
Jesus.
But Ken's obviously showing us that he knows when he can get it off. He says, don't worry, guys, I know.
It was brilliant to see. Even though I prefer PC Chris as
no.
a person and a teammate, I enjoy seeing Ken.
Why didn't PC just grab? Because
and lane him superior.
it was a lot harder to just switch your style up on the fly back then.
PC is no longer in this match community, really.
He outplayed me, he beat me, like, you know, exposed me. It was like,
Isaiah handshaking both of them after that set is really funny for some
was it
reason.
just a fluke? Like, can I really hang with the top players, or am I just gonna be that guy who's placing below them?
I think
But yeah,
PC
like,
might
people
still work
I
here.
had to make a decision whether
Possibly.
if I was just wanted to keep working and just do the normal life thing, you know, work, school, or if I wanted to try, you know, test this Smash thing out for Ron and you
People
know,
were like a lot more set in their style, so it was a lot harder to adapt if your opponent, especially if your opponent did something like Ken started doing with the counter, where they figured out like one thing that just throws a wrench in your style. It was hard to adapt on the fly like that. Like, very few people were good at doing it. Asim was one of them, Ken was one of them, but I don't think PC, at least at this point in his career, was one of them yet.
I was at the age I was like, why not? I was flying around everywhere, you know, winning money, experiencing new places, new food, building new relationships with people.
She didn't even look like a smasher, you know. She looked good, I'm not gonna lie, but you see guys
She looked
like
good, I'm not gonna
flying,
lie.
like, relax. You know, let her breathe, you know.
Yeah, there's
Yeah, Tech Knight.
a lot of thirsty people.
KDJ was at Shine, and he's actually
when
still
Nope
pretty
first
fucking good.
came on the scene.
Smash? Always hard to break the ice. It's just so awkward. What can you possibly say to a stranger that's gonna make him feel like this guy's definitely not trying to hit on me right now?
I think most of their relationship
But you know
developed
what might
online,
even
though.
attract guys even more that she's good at the game.
I somehow got
Damn, that was a
introduced
loud
to
ass
her. I don't
can.
remember how, like, friends were friends.
Me and Milk Tea were actually kind of homies back in the day. We talked online a lot.
Falco and watching him, and I asked him for a photo.
We were at that age where we had enough similarities to date, and like we're both attending these tournaments. Like, why not?
Anyway,
We
guys,
definitely fought over
I kind of want some more honey jack.
He gets always mad at me
So
because
much.
I always would
Go
hit
ahead and do
him
that.
during teams. But we were
Was
actually,
I being more open about it now? I wasn't bending under the table to drink.
Teamed at so many
Damn,
times
Honey Jack
every
though.
day.
At least I had good
We
taste.
like winning, but we come up short. The day we
least I had
break
good
up,
taste.
We go to a tournament and we win. It's like that's how you know we're still friends. To
Was
this
Milk
day.
Tea stuck up? Nah.
She was going into college and stuff like that.
PC had to
less
carry
time
Milk Tea
for
pretty hard, to be
practicing,
fair.
so, you know, I was just playing melee.
Damn, straight from the bottle. Let's go. All right, younger chillin'.
This is so good.
Earning some respect
Everyone was
back.
like, oh, Ken just figured out this stuff, and like now he's gonna beat PC Chris every time. So like everybody knew about it. So I needed to figure out, you know, something to do about that. Trying to adjust mid-match. That seemed to be my weakness. Like if
There's certain players that just knew my style more. Like I had.
Why was I going under the table? I don't know. I still don't get that. Oh shit, that's probably Siren.
I knew
that,
I couldn't be.
that like.
He's one of those players.
This is Siren's hair over here.
I knew I couldn't be completely like defensive and just like try to avoid the counter because, like I said, he'll be playing his matchup then. Like he'll be, you know, forcing me to make bad decisions. So I just.
Honey Jack and Sprite. What's wrong with that?
Admitting you have a problem.
I can turn it up. My
Not
bad.
really. I just have liquor, so I'm gonna drink it.
But at the same time,
because I
sometimes
feel like
I
it.
would just approach him. So like I was just trying to mix things up, just so he couldn't always just be throwing out counter.
Where's Port Chester in New York? I want to say it's like an hour north of the city, something like that.
That's what I was trying to do going into Anaheim.
MLG Anaheim came out the third.
Show nonsense. Try turning the
great show
quality down.
I think PC Chris is going to stick with Falcon most of the way through. You'll probably see lots of traditional like spacing and stage selections though.
I was there as a spectator of front row of the bleachers, and there's cameras and there's lights and a stage, and absolutely the energy was there.
Local tournaments, you're used to playing at like a comic book store, like sandwiched in between some guy that's 300 pounds. And
probably some. Yeah, it might have been shitty liquor. Maybe that's
do
why.
Anything you can just to stay on the TV and play matches. And then 2 years later, I'm suddenly on a stage.
The bottom middle of the stage.
This.
Excellent forward smash.
This Smash being on the main stage at MLG only happened at MLG Anaheim, unfortunately, and I'm not sure exactly why, like scheduling conflicts or something like that. But man,
yeah, that's true. That shit sucked.
Upset that I missed it. I wasn't even at MLG Anaheim, so the fact that I didn't get to see the one time Smash got to be on the main stage at MLG was pretty disappointing.
Yep, that shit sucked. I'll be doing the lotto in like, let's see, this ends in 10 minutes. I'm going to be doing the lotto in 10 minutes and then wrapping up stream. That's it. No more extra shit at this point. I'm really fucking tired.
As I said, I wasn't here.
And I've been streaming for like 9 hours.
But I was on the phone with Kaiser, who was there, and he was telling me that PC was embarrassing Ken for the first set of Grand Finals. He dominated him.
Dope song.
So.
I don't think one more episode is happening, man. I'm hella fucking tired.
Yeah, I like the song.
Surprised
I really like the way
hours.
Samox did the stylized matches too, where he'll just kind of show the highlights of the match as it goes on, like big combos or punishes or whatever, and then shows who wins the match. So you're not seeing the whole match, but you're seeing like just a quick summary of the match basically. Samox did a really good job with that.
Yeah, this shit actually was dope. I imagine he's gonna do something similar for the new documentary as well.
When Kaiser
Hopefully he doesn't do it for the Love and Money match though.
Telling me that PC was embarrassing.
Strike that one from the record. Will I stream an extra episode for $50? Jesus Christ.
Was I mad when Chu left us for 10? Absolutely. It made no sense.
Like, guys.
You just claim West Coast when you live in Virginia.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh man, that right there was probably the turning point, honestly. You can see that PC probably would have won that match if he didn't kill himself right there, low percent.
Christ. $50 is a pretty good amount of money. Oh, Jesus.
That fucking suicide changed everything.
I'll see how I feel in 10 minutes.
But yeah, this set was super intense for sure.
Well, when Samox interviewed me for the new doc, he definitely asked about the Salty Sweet match, so
well,
I imagine it's at least going to be mentioned when he's talking about Leffen's rise or whatever. Had to just suck it up and talk about it.
Look how careful PC was there.
This is sort of a revenge match from back in New York where the East Coast crowd kind of tore Ken up.
It's Alpha Zealot commentating the owner of Smashboards
Look how
now.
much damage he just takes from the cars.
Fucking bullshit. The stage is so dumb.
And this way. That was really good how he followed up though. Great
nice
tech though.
tech.
Oh my god, he could have jumped out there and spiked him, and that would have been game.
Yeah, he should have jumped out and spiked.
Or PC.
PC was being too careful.
that's gonna do it.
Armada was barely in this doc, like very slightly.
Look at PC's hair. He was sweating so hard. So yeah, Ken did end up taking it. I think PC had there can be an argument made that PC deserved to take that because arguably he outplayed Ken, but he killed himself like pretty frequently and didn't take opportunities like he should have. But obviously it was impressive that Ken won again. What I was gonna say is that sort of a backstory here that isn't really discussed as much in the documentary is Azen had been on a hiatus since the end of MLG the previous year. The previous MLG season, 2005, Azen had just been on a hiatus, like pretty much quit Smash again, and he came back to his first like actual
Yeah,
like
Younger
comeback
Chillin'
tournament,
is pausing all the time.
on the same day as MLG.
Just let it
Anaheim.
rock,
was with
Younger
me
Chillin'.
in
Damn.
Georgia. It was this tournament called Smash.
Future Chillin' is trying to go
He
to
met
sleep.
a very young,
Can you consider my feelings, Younger
very young
Chillin'?
DeShizwiz, who was a lot different back then. He was super humble, like so impressed with how good we were, but we were already impressed with his tech skill. He just had like no mind games to speak of, but his tech skill was already ridiculous. But the funny thing is, Azen went all Link at that tournament and still almost
Younger Chillin' had more to say.
won. He
Well,
ended
the
up getting-
reason I haven't been saying as much is because every time I remember something and try to say it, younger me says it anyway, and then it's just redundant. So
third because
this whole thing is hella
Dreffen
redundant.
barely
I don't
beat
know what
him,
I'm
and I'll
doing
still
out
never
here.
forget Game 3, Dreffen Sheik versus Azen's Link at Smashade. Dreffen jumps out for a forward air as Azen's recovering, and Azen puts out his down air with Link, and Dreffen's forward air
Fuck,
beat
that one missed.
Azen's Link down air, and I was just like, what the hell?
Shit, I need more
and that,
water.
like, determined it. But Azen got third with all Link at his comeback tournament, which is pretty funny. And then
like all the butterflies in my stomach went out.
Like holding on their shoulders. And even though PC lost, it was still a great tournament experience.
Yo, what's up, Aradet?
After that, Azen decided he was ready to start.
Yeah, you're
competing
right,
again for
Marco.
real.
I didn't really care whether Ken or PC Chris won.
Where was Link on
As
Azen's
much
fight
as I cared
listing?
that
Oh,
people
really high.
So we're basically
Yeah,
just
the
watching it
Azen
with you,
Challenge ladder,
essentially,
because it
yeah.
was made in 2002. I think Link was top
And that's the
5.
direction I wanted to go.
Link was... I don't remember. I want to say Link was third. I want to ask Azen if he can try to remember the Azen challenge letter, or try to find the Azen challenge letter, because he actually he made like a little fucking like spreadsheet of it and printed it out so that he could keep track of how many times you lost to each character as you worked your way up. Obviously, I lost to Pichu 54 times before my Fox moved on, which was pretty terrible. I want to say the number 1 was Ganon, number 2 was Fox, and I feel like number 3 was Sheik. So I think Link might have been number 4. So that was what we thought Azen's character rankings were in 2003, 2002, 2003.
I always wanted more from Melee. I didn't want
Yeah,
to
Super
stay-
Lupa. Back in 2002, 2003, Azen made a little like basically list of his characters from
See,
worst to best.
this is redundant.
To the best at the time is hilarious to think about now was Ganondorf. Ganondorf was number 1. Number 2 was Fox, and then the rest of it looked pretty similar to the current tier list. Like
If I
Sheik
played
was up
football,
there.
what position
Link
would I
was pretty
play?
high, though, 'cause Azen's Link
Probably
was
like
really good
tight
back
end,
then.
because
But,
I have really good hands.
As it was, I wanted to explode into something different. I wanted it to be like poker or NASCAR.
Why did Azen
Like,
go on a
garnish
hiatus?
this fame
I'm not
base that's
sure.
A little bigger.
Even though like I didn't walk home with the win or the money,
Azen does that
and like people
frequently.
were still saying, "Oh, Ken's better than PC." Like
I don't
like,
know.
knew inside
Remember the
that-
specific reason for
that,
this
like,
particular hiatus?
I went there and I did what I wanted to do.
It's probably because my hands are
And
huge,
Sandbox did
so
such
it's
a
like
great
hard
job
for
with
me
some
not
of
to
the
catch
out of game stuff. and
footballs.
that's just-
One tournament that's less known that I went to was a one in Hawaii. I went to Honolulu, got picked up by
Did I
some
decide to do
Smash
another?
users
I don't think
who
that's
were
happening.
excited to play me, and were like very excited that I was coming to Hawaii. But like,
Our
I'm
third-party
excited to
GameCube
go to
controller is
Hawaii,
good?
like,
No.
Thank you. Like, of course. Like,
Unless I get $100 in donation.
When was Wave Time
I really
discovered?
don't think
It
it's
was discovered
happening.
way before this, so I don't know why
It took me
PC
so
didn't
long
do
to
it.
at least
Shirtless PC,
I think
Craigasm.
Azen will come back and seriously
start to,
compete in the
like,
future. I think
ride
so.
on the board, and then,
ZX7.
the next
It's just
day
a
was
question of
trying to
when.
learn how to get up, and like At the time, I was like, why am I doing this? But like at the end of the day, it was so fun, and like being able to leave stand up for a couple seconds was like totally worth like 10 hours in the water.
Shout out to PC, super cool guy, very down to earth, very.
I win the tournament, so I'm like paying for my trip, and it was just
approachable,
honestly the best time
very friendly.
of my life, probably. And like I really enjoyed myself.
What episode did I start with?
I mean,
I started with episode 1. Do you mean tonight? Tonight I started with this one because I did the first 4 episodes.
All right, smartass.
Hopefully, I can go back someday.
Yeah, I did pick Pikmin.
Just like being on the beach, you know, got the beers, got some food, got some music, got some friends.
Vish's hair? Oh yeah. I forgot Vish was in Hawaii. This is Toph. All right, so let's break this down. This is Toph right here. God damn, that's hilarious. That is so funny for he doesn't even look that much different, but it's still really funny. Oh, and this is Vish. Oh my god, this is hold on. Oh no, it doesn't. Damn it. Here, this is Vish right here. Oh Christ, that's really funny.
Very friendly.
I didn't even realize that at first.
Like, I really enjoyed myself.
What episode did I start with? I started with episode 1. Do you mean tonight? Tonight I started with this one because I did the first 4 episodes.
You ain't gotta be a smartass,
a
chilling, young chilling.
Hopefully I can go back.
Hold on.
I started with episode 1. Do you mean
I'm trying to see if I can see any of those people in this picture. There's Toph again.
tonight? Tonight I started with this one.
Yeah, there's Toph again. That's pretty funny.
Because I did the first 4 episodes a couple weeks ago.
Hopefully I can go back someday.
Yeah, I did pick Pikmin.
Just like being on the beach, you know, got the beers, got some food, got some music, got some friends. It really doesn't get much better than that.
Whoa. Oh shit.
Rain sucks a game.
Okay,
Marco with the
here's
dollar.
$1. We've got 383 viewers. We just need some more $1
And
donations.
the big reason for that, in my opinion, that Ken and
Jesus
PC never
Christ.
faced
Thank you,
off again in
Marco.
tournament finals is because Asin came back. Just changed the whole face of the MLG season.
True shit.
He understood the game like decently well, but you would never have guessed he was going to be one of the best players in the world at that point.
I landed one hit and got wrecked.
You have to factor in the money.
It was all kind of shaken up in my head. I didn't know what was going on.
Arguably the best player in the world at that time, and you're down 3 stock to 1 and about to lose a set.
It felt like it was a push to the end of the wall in the house.
We have
Next
here
episode
the
is fun.
epitome of MLG.
I'm doing one more, hipster grandpa.
This is my dream.
I'm doing one more. No, you fucking aren't. You're doing a shitload more.
KDJ's violin play is really impressive. Or viola or whatever.
No laughing so far.
What's my least favorite episode? Probably the Mango one, because it doesn't portray him in the best light, in my
So we're
opinion.
gonna have to talk about the double DVD theory.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Oh
this
shit,
double
Dubs
DVD
with the dollar.
pretty funny.
Good God.
I've done my part. You guys do yours.
Can I archive this? Yeah, it's automatically archived. I'll try to put it on YouTube as well.
There's you know, King DD, he's floating in the background. He swore he's seen 2 at once, at the same time, like one in one corner and one in another. And ever since he's told me, like, whenever I play Tom in friendlies, like, I'll be on the prowl for that double DVD. Like, I'll be Falcon, and I'll have him in this, like, favorable position, but, like, I can't see enough the screen, so
I just set another app. I set another app if we get $100 in donations. Old me said another app. I didn't say another app.
Picture of it, and I told him if he finds it, then we'll have something to talk about in the community. Until then, it's just a theory.
It's definitely happened.
The double DVD theory.
It happens all the time.